Well, hello and welcome to Play PKN, the weekly video bulletin of the top news stories on PKN Packaging News, Australia's media hub for the packaging industry. I'm PKN's publisher, Lindy Hewson, and this week's bulletin is brought to you by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest distributor of printable materials and consumables. Well, first up in the lineup this week, confectionery giant Mars Wrigley has announced it will spend over $25 million on its Ballarat facility to expand production, increase sustainable packaging efforts, and drive operational efficiencies. The funding, which will roll out across the next 12 months, builds on the company's commitment that it made in September last year to invest $30 million to expand the plant's chocolate manufacturing lines, as well as a new packaging line. Now, Chris Hutton, the R&D director of Mars Wrigley Australia, told PKN that the latest investment at its Ballarat factory is enabling Mars to create greater innovation across the bite-sized portfolio, increase operational efficiencies, and support its local R&D team's continued efforts to look at ways in which they can make the packaging more sustainable. Hutton has confirmed that Mars Wrigley is currently working on projects that look at a variety of new packaging materials, with its core objectives being to ensure that the company's products can be easily recycled by consumers and, where possible, makes use of recycled content to drive circularity while retaining the high quality of its products. Then in financial news, Propak Packaging, PPG on the ASX, has reported a loss of over 25 million NPAT in the 21-22 financial year on sales that rose by 8% to 404 million. The company attributed its decrease in profit of 22.6 million to increased raw material costs, increased freight and distribution costs, and increased overheads, which include increased fixed costs from the new conversion factory at Melbourne's Dandenong South. Propak says its key priority is to return the flexible business back to profitability it achieved in FY21 and to reduce its corporate overheads. It says its recently installed investments will generate revenue growth, and these include the 7-layer extruder at Reservoir Factory, an 8-colour printer at Dandenong, new capacity at Regency Park, and a new laminator at Dandenong as well. And then, in other news, a new office has opened for global UK-founded climate action group, the NGO WRAP, which opened its office at the University of Adelaide in a partnership with Fight Food Waste Australia. WRAP's entry here cements the organisation's first official step in becoming an international NGO, with operations already in 40 countries, but the first office outside of the UK is here. This will enable WRAP to expand its groundbreaking work in the region on food, plastics and textiles, as well as to support its partners in the shift to a circular economy. The space will have a reach far beyond the immediate boundaries of Australia, with the office acting as a base for work across the Asia-Pacific region, including countries such as China, Indonesia, Japan, Singapore, Vietnam, the Pacific Islands, and New Zealand. Quite an extensive reach. Claire Neller, the WRAP Asia-Pacific Managing Director, who's now based in Adelaide, told PKN that Australia was the obvious choice for the first global satellite office. She believes there's a great opportunity for Australia to be a world leader in the transition to a circular economy. Well, that's great news. Now on to awards, and Planet Protector Packaging is continuing its award-winning streak, with Joanne Howarth, the CEO and founder, recognised last week at the 2022 SBE Impact Awards. She was a winner in the Women to Watch Global Growth Potential category. Howarth was recognised for her work in founding and developing Planet Protector Packaging, whose mission is to eliminate polystyrene from cold supply chains, particularly those used to transport pharmaceuticals, food and seafood, with the company's Woolpack solution being presented as an alternative to polystyrene. Then on to some brand packaging highlights, and Byron Bay brand We the Many has revealed new look mono-material recyclable packaging supplied by flexible packaging specialist OFPack for its carbon neutral gourmet health food range. And then global branding agency brand Opus has worked with Sara to refresh the packaging design of its deluxe range of chilled and frozen desserts, with packaging printed by paper-based packaging solutions provider Graphic Packaging International Australia. Oh, and then there's one more thing before I go. The World Packaging Packaging Organization is inviting all members and the wider industry all over the world to observe the International Day of Awareness of Food Loss and Waste, which takes place on the 29th of September. This is coordinated by the Food and Agriculture Organization. This day is designed to make a clear call to action for both the public and private sectors to prioritize actions and move ahead with innovation to reduce food loss and waste. WPO President Pierre Pienaar reminds the industry that packaging can play an integral role in minimizing food waste at the start of the value chain so that waste can be prevented in households. Well, that's it from me for this week. For these and other stories, go to packagingnews.com.au, where you'll also see a reminder about the Modern Manufacturing Expo that takes place on the 20th and the 21st of September at the Sydney Showgrounds later this month. Thanks a lot for listening.